Marty Supreme on Tuesday night and it was so good. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. The movie is just full of chaos and stress, but you like can't look away the entire time. And it just really reminded me that, you know, if you feel called to do something and you have, you know, a purpose or something that you love, like in the pursuit of greatness, there is sacrifice and you shouldn't let anybody stand in the way of that. And if you believe in it, then you can make it happen no matter what people are trying to tell you. Most of the time when people are telling you, oh, that will never happen, or, you know, be realistic or whatever, they're most likely projecting onto you and they're not really actually listening to what you're saying or what your sort of goals are. So I just think it was such a testament to just believe in yourself, and you don't need anybody else to really come along for the ride with you, as long as you're committed to the purpose and you know in your heart that it's something that you really want to do and you're determined to achieve it. Then you don't need to let anybody else stand in the way of that, essentially. I thought Gwyneth Paltrow was amazing. Timothée Chalamet was obviously amazing. If you've seen it, the dog, oh my God, the dog was just stressing me out the entire time. I couldn't stop thinking about Pickle the entire time, which was a little bit distracting, but like the dog just added to the overall stress and build up of anticipation and sort of chaos in the whole story. And it's also, yes, it's a movie about a ping pong player and it's based on a true story, but it's actually quite ping pong adjacent. Like there's not as much table tennis playing as you might expect. So yeah, I was like, oh, I thought there would have been more table tennis, but I'm kind of glad there wasn't, because it's more interesting to see the trials and experiences around his ultimate goal and how everything was trying to get in the way of him achieving, just roadblock after roadblock of him trying to get on his way to his dream. I absolutely loved it. I highly recommend. It's definitely one of those movies that you have to see it in the cinema. You have to see it in the cinema. It's so much better in that atmosphere. I feel like if you watch it at home, I mean, unless you've got like a home cinema, I don't think you're going to get the same sort of experience. And I feel like there's no better feeling than walking out of a movie cinema and feeling inspired and like collectively as a group of people having all experienced the same thing at once. Whether you liked the movie or not, I think having a visceral reaction, whether that's love or hate, is far better than having a neutral reaction. And yeah, Marty is highly unlikable. Like if you met him in real life, you would just think that he was conceited and selfish, you know, all of the above, but he has this insatiable like charisma. It's almost palpable. For whatever reason, you're still rooting for him. You want him to succeed. I've definitely met people like that in my life, and they seem to get away with murder and people are cheering them on and they do it with a smile, and they seem to get away with crazy stuff that nobody else would be able to get away with. But you like them anyway and you want them to win, basically. So yeah, he's definitely not the most likable character, but you want to see him win because you see the belief that he has in himself and just this unwavering tenacity and almost naivety that of course he's going to get there because it's what he wants and it's his purpose. So yeah, if you're wanting to feel inspired or you love film, you will definitely probably enjoy Marty Supreme. I highly recommend. It's Friday today. I'm actually on the weekend. I need to go into the city because I need to return the keys to my studio space. I've actually decided to finish up there just because it's just quite expensive and I'm really trying to save money because travel and just other things in life, I just think I want more at the moment, and it wasn't overly necessary. It was more of a want rather than a need. I can definitely go without it. It was so nice, but I just think I need to sort of hone in on where I want to be spending my money this year and what I want it to go towards. And I would much rather it go towards experience and travel rather than having a physical just another space to work in, really. So yeah, but I have to go into the city and return the keys. So, and there's a few stores in the city that I want to go and look at, which I don't often go to. And then I might even head into the State Library and chill in there for a little bit. But that will probably be tomorrow, which yeah, I haven't been into the city for a while. And I feel like every time I go into the city, I do the same thing. I get dumplings, I go to Mecca, I go to readings. So yeah, I want to hit up some other places that I've been wanting to go to that I haven't yet. So yeah, that's what's in store for the weekend. What else do I have to do? That's kind of it really. And then I don't know, if the weather's good, might spend some time in the park or down the beach, or might even have a barbecue with some friends. But yeah, that's what my week is looking like. I also want to go through my bookshelves and kind of go through them and then find a little community library, like a street side library, is that what they're called? And put some books in there that I just don't feel like I need to have in my collection. There's a few that I'm looking at right now that I'm like, I can do without that. I also started reading Cookie Mueller's memoir, Walking Through a Pool Painted Black. Walking Through Clear Water? Wait, is that what it's called? Walking Through Clear Water in a Pool Painted Black. I'm about 100 pages in. It's so good. I feel like nothing has been gripping me lately. I've really slumped on My Brilliant Friend and Notes from Underground. I might just have to revisit them later, but what's more important to me now is just finding something that I'm enjoying reading and sticking with it. And this is really doing that for me. She is just this wealth of crazy experiences. And it's so different from, you know, I feel like the modern woman is a career woman, girl boss sort of ambitions, and her life was just a series of incredible events that most of them were just happenstance. She just happened to be there because she said yes to almost everything. I think it's like set in the 60s and early 70s and 80s. A lot of LSD, a lot of drug use, a lot of drinking, and she was basically just a hippie. I just read one of her stories, and she hitchhiked from San Francisco to Orlando, and it was just like nuts, really. I think there's so much more out there when you don't plan and in spontaneity and then just saying yes to experiences. I'm not saying everybody should go out and do drugs, obviously, but it's just amazing to see where she got. And to be rich in life is to be rich in experiences. It doesn't mean that you need a lot of money or material things. She met amazing people. But anyway, I'm only 100 pages in. Maybe my thoughts will change, but at the moment she's just cruising through life, having a good time, rolling with the punches, saying yes, really. Anyway, I have to work for the rest of the day, so I'm going to do that. Oh, also, I'm saving my pennies to spend at Mecca for when Road launches. I think it launches next week. I really hope it doesn't sell out immediately because I'm not going to be online waiting at like the time of drop. I'm probably going to be working. So I'm really hoping that I can get my hands on a glazing milk and maybe a couple of blushes. And then I don't know if I want to try the lip liners. I'm not sure. I think I'm more into the blush than I am the lip liner. But yeah, I want the glazing milk so bad. And then even the barrier cream. At the moment, my moisturizer is quite thin and I feel like it doesn't like deeply hydrate my skin. So I'm looking for something a bit thicker with a bit more viscosity, a bit more punch, you know? Anyway, and also thank you so much for all the lovely comments on my last video. They made me smile. It's always so nice hearing from you guys in the comments. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Anyway, I'm also contemplating chopping my hair off, but I'm trying to resist the urge because it's taken me so long to get to this point. I did get a trim like 2 weeks ago, so it's a little bit shorter than it was previously, but I usually always, for a long time, rocked the bob. Loved it, absolutely loved it. But I hadn't had long hair in a really long time, but now where I'm at, I just feel like I'm not good at styling it. I'm never gonna be one of those incredible women that constantly has a beautiful blowout. I just don't have, it's not even that I don't like have the time, it's I don't have the skill, and I don't know if I'd like to learn. Ideally one day I could afford to just get a blowout once a week and that would just be it. I'd leave it to the professionals, you know. I'll stay in my own lane and I'll pay a professional to give me a beautiful blowout, but I feel like at this stage I just end up leaving it unstyled, straight. Sometimes I'll blow dry, but I'm not very good at it. And I don't think it necessarily looks bad. I feel like with a bob, you can get away with not styling it and you kind of look quite put together anyway. But I don't know, I feel like I've worked so hard. Well, I haven't really worked hard, but I've waited a long time to have it at this length. I don't know. What do you guys think? I also kind of want to get my curtain bangs back, but bangs are such a commitment and I feel like I always, at least a few days where I'm just hating life and cursing out my past self, wishing that I never got them. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but till about here is my actual natural color, and then this is just residual dye from when I was consistently dyeing my hair copper. And I used to get it a lot darker. It was like a deeper sort of copper, but the color is just like stuck in my hair. So I feel like if I chop it, I'm gonna lose all of this sort of color and it's gonna be a lot more dull. So I might have to get like a gloss or something. Maybe I should just accept myself for who I am. I don't know. I also have never had a bob with this color. I was blonde before. So I had my bob. I was a card carrying member of the bob community for a very long time and I don't know if I should go back. I guess we'll see in the coming months how I'm feeling.
The next song is
Also, I wanted to show you, while I was in the city, I was in a saloon store and I did do a little bit of shopping. I really originally went there because I wanted to try on the Brooke Callahan trousers. I tried on the blue. They are absolutely stunning. They're such a bright color, but they actually just seem to work when you're wearing them. The sizing, I will say, is a little strange. I originally thought that because they tie up at the side that they would be fully adjustable around the waist, so you could adjust, you know, maybe where they sit, high rise, low rise, mid rise, but they're not. So when I originally tried on the medium, they fit, but they were just like a tiny bit tight around my thighs. And then I tried on the large, which was better around my legs, but then because they are quite low-waisted or like low to mid waist, it was kind of a bit big at the back. I could really go either size, so I'm a little bit conflicted. I originally had my heart set on the chartreuse color, but they didn't have that color in stock. But at least now I know that I could either go a medium or a large and they would work for me. But while I was looking around the store, they had these perfumes that are made locally in Melbourne. The brand is Padrisa, I think. But I just ended up getting their Discovery set. And the one that I originally spritzed on myself in the store was called Daddy. And it had this really strong note of clove, which I absolutely love. And then also tobacco. I don't know if you've ever been to a Southeast Asian country, you would know that they smoke clove cigarettes, and that smell to me is so nostalgic. It obviously doesn't smell like cigarettes, the perfume, but with the tobacco and then the clove and then the other notes in there, it's just this like warm, sort of hot, sexy, deep scent. And oh my God, it smelled so good. I would have bought that in a heartbeat. However, I smelled some of the others in the range and they were also really, really nice. So I ended up getting the Discovery set. It was only $50 and you get 5. And yeah, this is the inside. So you've got Whiskey, Pretty Boy, Bully, Last Word, and Nightstand. But yeah, I was like pleasantly surprised. They all smell absolutely amazing. I think, what did I wear last night? I ended up going to a Pride festival yesterday with Kevin, the midsumma party in like Fitzroy. Smith Street, the whole of Smith Street and Gertrude Street was shut down. It was so much fun. But I ended up wearing Bully, which is violet, leather, vanilla, patchouli, and cetilox. The leather note was very strong. I, to be honest, didn't get much of the vanilla. I believe they're all unisex scents as well. So some are obviously a little more masculine and some a little more feminine or traditionally, but I can smell the patchouli more in the tester, but once it was on the skin, the leather note was so strong, which I liked, but also something about it I didn't love. I think I like the way it smells better in the tester than it does once it's settled on my skin. But then the other one that I really liked in here is called Nightstand, and they each have this cute description on the side. So for Nightstand, the description is, she leaves the garden party without goodbye, tinted violet by dusk's last light. So this one's mandarin, pink pepper, licorice, wisteria, lilac, and musk. I might wear this one today actually. Oh my God, I don't know if it's just on like first smell, but okay, no. When I first sprayed it just then, I got this like really strong note of sunscreen, which I'm still kind of getting, but in a good way, like in the best way. But yeah, I'm so stoked that I stumbled upon this. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to purchase the full size of Daddy. I just absolutely loved it. But so cool to find a fragrance brand that's handmade here in Melbourne. And yeah, all the scents so far are absolutely stellar. As I said, I ended up going to a Pride party last night with Kevin. It was so much fun. It was on a Sunday night though, so I obviously had to work this morning, so I didn't stay out too late, but it was so much fun. Anyway, I probably didn't get as much footage as I would have liked over the weekend, but thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one.